Hey guys, and welcome back to the Midnight Lobby, where gaming, real talk, and strange questions all end up in the same place. Tonight we are opening up with the Game Corner with a topic every gamer understands: bad teammates. Then we're going to move into general talk, where we're going to talk a little bit about our hometown of Virginia Beach, and closing the show by asking a dark question: are ghosts real? And I promise you, our stories are going to kick ass. Hey guys, and welcome to episode number 2 of the Midnight Lobby. I'm Toke, and we have
your boy Rhay.
All right, guys. So, like the last episode, we're going to go right in. Okay. So, real quick. When everybody plays a game, obviously everybody looks at the graphics, everybody looks at the gameplay, the storyline, so on and so forth, game control, all that noise. But you know what kills me about a multiplayer game, dude, is bad goddamn teammates, man. Whew. Terrible, terrible bad teammates. So that is going to be the focus, is bad teammates. Real quick, what, in your words, Rhay, what condones somebody to be a bad teammate? Like, what are the parameters for you for a bad teammate?
It all depends on the game to me.
Okay. Sure, that we'll start there.
Because somebody could say because you're not playing well enough.
Yeah.
That's definitely probably 55-60% of it, people saying that you're not good enough. Also, if they don't listen to not a command but a request, I'm asking you to do something because we're on the same team, if we're randoms or not. Honestly, I would say one of my biggest pet peeves is people that run into a firefight or a battle, die, and then ask us where we are.
Okay. Okay. I dig that. That's a good one. No, okay. Feel you. See, I'm on the same boat. I believe it's depending on the team and the circumstances of the game you're playing. Obviously, if you're playing like team deathmatch, it's whatever. You go balls out. You get as many kills as you can to get your team the win, the dub, whatever. For me, it's like the lack of communication is the number one for me as well. So like you're just playing and all of a sudden somebody veers off and you look at your mini map and his shooter thingy is going off and you're just like, what the hell is going on here? And then you're like, where you at, yellow? And they're like, dude, I'm over here. And we're like all over here. Yeah, it's just terrible stuff. So lack of communication. So we'll go through. On
a second note, to defend the yellow, I used to be that in Fortnite, and so everybody would be like, let's say they dropped on the mansion this season, I'm over on the mountain, but that was strictly because I wanted my own loot without it being taken, and I wanted to attempt to try to get some of my own kills.
Okay, so right there, that is the exception to the rule that we talked about pre-show. Beautiful take on that, by the way, but that's the exception. I get that because I am a person of that sometimes, especially we'll go Call of Duty for me, Rebirth Island. I definitely don't land with my team in Rebirth Island because of the size of the map and the loot on the ground. I definitely don't want to drop into a spot with 4 people trying to get guns. So I go by myself, but also, with coming to that, you have to have a certain amount of confidence as a player to go, can I win a 1v2,
yes,
a 1v3, a 1v4? Well, in Rebirth Island, I can do that. Not to toot my own horn, but I have that confidence that I can at least win a 1-on-2.
Nah, I feel you on that. That's what I was going to add as well, because at that season, I didn't do that well. I couldn't even do a 1v1. So I was getting beat on and definitely getting put in rivers and trunks or whatever you want to say. I was getting mashed up. But yeah, they definitely were getting upset that they had to res me. And at that time, we couldn't buy reboots or read you without having your card, so you literally had a time limit on it to get the card. Well, I think it made us better players in the end. But like, so now today, I can fight a couple squads by myself. But back then, I could barely do a 1v1, so I shouldn't have been doing that.
Well, no, I feel that because like there's certain seasons like in Call of Duty where there's like certain type of gun, like basically the meta guns and stuff like that. See, to me with Call of Duty, I'm an anti-meta gun user. I like to get a gun where I can formulate to being able to control everything about the gun, and it doesn't matter if it's strong or
more tactful.
Yeah, it's just for me, it's just sometimes I use guns in multiplayer or Rebirth Island, Resurgence, anything like that. But I've also taught myself to, when I do aim, to go for the head, because once you hit the head once, you break all the armor, and then you only got a couple shots to down. So you have to gear yourself with the non-meta guns on your shot placement, because if you shoot them in the leg or the arm, you're losing against the MK25 right now.
I got you.
So the MK, just for the purpose of like the MK is so good, I don't want to use it because everybody uses it. And so I use other certain assault rifles and stuff like that, but it's just shot placement. That's me. So I scoured Reddit. I actually used Reddit for this. Of some of the biggest, I guess you want to call it, categories of bad teammates. The first one is a no comms teammates. Basically, they hear everything, they say nothing, and somehow vanish when the other team needs them most.
I'm guilty of that, but I have mitigating circumstances. I could say I'm a no-comm teammate strictly because I am random to you.
Okay. Okay.
You know, or then there's the flip of the coin where I exhibit panic breathing first form through the fourth, and that's when I'm screaming, cursing, and doing a lot that you don't want to hear in your headphones. So I like to be a little polite at times.
Okay, fair enough. I get it. I always try and use comms as much as I can, but I gauge it with randos in the beginning. If everybody's talking, I'll turn my mic on. And if nobody's talking, I'll have my mic muted. But I will, every now and then, if like the ping of something won't suffice with my team, I'll click on my shit and go, hey guys, we got a team in this building right over here. And then click it back off. And if they hear me, they hear me. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
So that's about it. But when I go into a game with 3 other people that I play with, all comms are on.
All comms,
like
definitely.
We are a type of, like, our group is, hey, look, if you don't got comms, like, you need to either get comms or you need to like not play with us, because we like to talk, and it's all good, because I play games where I played with 3 randos that didn't talk, but they pinged the hell out of everything. Like, everything was perfect.
But
like,
that was like the one of like 100,000 chance that happened.
Yeah,
that we
understandable.
All could coordinate. Like, I've seen the same thing happen before as well.
It's like that coordination just falls into place. Everybody's pinging. Da 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 da.
I've even seen a team that I've been on full of randoms where we all dropped in separate spots, like all over the map. This is Fortnite, of course. This current season we dropped all over the map. I usually like to go to the lighthouse, and by the end of the game, we ended up finding each other. Nobody died, which was crazy. We ended up finding each other, and then we ended up being able to hold it down and keep everybody up and win the game. Which is, honestly, I mean, if you can do that in a video game, you can do that in real life. Obviously, it's going to take more try hard in real life. Just shout out to you never giving up on your hopes and dreams, everybody.
Right? True that. All right, so the number 2 one I found was the Hot Mic Menace, which Reddit calls it. Basically, loud music. You got somebody in the background in the kitchen yelling, and you're getting the feed from the yell, and it's just messing everything up. Like the keyboard warrior that we call him, like you're sitting there, you're playing a game, and you get into a hot fight, and all you hear is of the guy's mouse.
Oh, he's sweating.
Yeah, he's the sweat guy. It's like the big question, and I found this question by a Reddit user. I'm not going to put his name up there, but the best question I found was, is bad audio worse than no audio?
Audio from your teammate?
Yeah, like your teammate. I
would say no audio.
He's a hot mic.
I'd say no audio is better than bad audio.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I have a daughter. Shouts out Sharky and Mika the Great. But she likes to, be a kid. So she's having fun and playing with her kittens or playing with her toys. And I only had one bad instance where the guy was like kind of telling me to tell her to stop, and I was like, I'll just mute myself. You don't have to be disrespectful, man. I'm not gonna tell my kid to stop being a kid.
Yeah, or all he has to do is mute you. Like, that's
exactly
no words are
exactly
exchanged.
Before we had an heated exchange, I was like, we're not even gonna get that far.
Yeah,
but then I wouldn't really say that's like the a mic menace, but it could be menacing to other people.
Okay.
But on the side note, I don't let her scream in my ear. She's very polite when she asks me things. She has to say hi to people. You know what I'm saying? When she finds out I'm on with a friend or not, she's very respectful. So I would say that's only menacing towards certain people, but like I think 100% of people will probably be upset with things that you can control. Okay. Like using the restroom, like using the microwave, like screaming at your kids, like I've heard some men scream at their kids, and I'm like, I can't play with you. I immediately left the game. Like, yeah, Brad, bro, so bad that I was like, if I knew you, I'd call CPS. Why are you on the game when your kid just wants to have fun with you? Like, turn it off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, fair enough. No, I get it. For me, it's the same way. Like if you got shit going on in the background, first of all, like I mentioned with your story, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mute you.
Right.
Like I don't want, you're a rando. I don't know you. You don't know me. I don't know if you're going to go blow up a school after I tell you to fuck off.
Facts.
And so I just mute you. So that's how I take care of the hot mic.
I think that's just etiquette.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, no, I get it. And then if somebody does say, but like, hey, bud, we're trying to like coordinate here. If your music's too loud, can you turn it down? If they if they just ignore you, just mute them. I mean, yeah. And it's crazy. Okay, and that takes us to this. To me, is
top 3.
Yeah, at least top 3. The loot thief. They take everything that is not nailed down. And here is, so real quick. So what I did is I took the most popular question on Reddit and I attached it to the thread I was in. Okay. So the most popular question is stealing from your own teammate unforgivable? Like they know you don't.
I keep having a 1-in-1 answer, but honestly, I'm gonna just go straight up. This is unforgivable because I know back when I didn't play Fortnite, there was teammate damage, like, and so I'm gonna shoot you if you take my good mint gun. Like I'm just gonna take you out of the whole game, and now you got to start over. You're back in the lobby.
Yeah. So no, I get it.
Shout out Dragon. I hope you hear this one day, pimp. But like stand next to you while you open your chest, and then so the chest will immediately give you some gold blocks, and it'll go to him because he's standing there. The bullets for the gun will go to him because he's standing there.
Oh yeah.
If they have any kind of projectile shockwaves, they go to him because he might have them carried. And then when you look at the gun, he's gonna look at it and decide if he wants it or not. So I mean that's all fun and games, but like he won't come to you like a random and just snatch your stuff, especially off of a kill. Like if you killed somebody with a better weapon, like if let's say you had a common pistol and he had a epic pistol towards yours, and you're like, of course you're gonna want to. And Fortnite is different colors. Common is gray. Your epic is, but it's 1/3 to best. Gray, green, blue, purple. Like orange is gold, and then gold, and then it gets exotic with like this funky blue color.
Oh, okay.
A pulse rifle is an exotic weapon, and it helps you run faster. So you can see, and a common gun is something that I have to shoot you twice out of the clips, or one whole clip in the head to get you. Oh, so okay. That's kind of like the variation between then. But like it honestly, shouts out to my boy Flock as well, because he taught me that it doesn't matter what color gun that you have in the game. It just matters how accurate your shots are. But if I take an opponent out, you should give me the chance to decide if I want the weapons or not. If I open a chest, just stay away. When I leave, you can go there. But I'm the type of player, since I started with a lot of players that were weathered in the game, I would give them my gun. To this day, I'll ask you what gun you prefer. And if it's a gun that I also enjoy, I'll probably, depending on how I think we gauge our skills, if you're better than me, I'm going to give you the higher level gun and I'll take the lower level gun. If it's two different guns, I'll give you that gun that you prefer and I'll take the other gun. You know what I'm saying? I want to win this game. I'm not trying to be selfish, but I'm not going for your kills either. I'd rather everybody participate and do what you're supposed to do. But unforgivable.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I'm not even gonna rehash that. So take what he said, but put Call of Duty as a factor as the game, and I 100% agree with you. Like, there's nothing else I can say. Like, you said it perfectly. But just take Fortnite and put it as a Call of Duty, because they're mirrored. Because Call of Duty's the same way.
Yeah,
gray,
bro.
blue, purple. Well, it's just, except for they don't have like a gold like they have gold as like their final weapon thing,
mm-hmm.
But after gold it's exotic. Like there's like nothing in between gold and exotic. Like,
yeah.
So, but I agree. Okay, so I think 99% of all first-person shooter gamers online have done this, but the next one is the solo hero. Okay. So the most popular question about the solo hero, and real quick, the solo hero is basically you got a 4-man and you're running and all of a sudden the guy just goes full sell, just no comms, full sell into a room of like 8 people. That's your solo hero. So, and they like die immediately, and then they literally start screaming on the mic saying like, where were you guys? Like, what was going on? And then we reply, there was no comms. You didn't say nothing. You want full sell.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, like, so the most popular question is the solo hero brave, stupid, or both?
I've met each one of those categories.
I definitely have.
I would say if you're talented enough to go be confident enough to fight by yourself, there's still going to be that one person that that you can beat in a 1v1 that shoots you in the back.
Yeah.
Like there's always that one, I just took this team out. Another team tried to third party. You take that team out and then somebody snipes you. You know what I'm saying? It's always that kind of thing. But I would say it's always a stupid move if you're playing quads, unless you literally need to get away from the people.
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
It's a brave thing to do when your team is all knocked and you're the last one.
Yeah.
And you need to res them, reboot them, capture the flag, however you're playing this FPS. Like, however you're doing this, you're gonna look brave to your people. But when you're doing it when your team's all up, it's gonna look pretty dumb.
Yeah. I agree.
I
100% agree on that. Okay. For me, I'll use Call of Duty again. So I was playing ranked the other day, and ranked Resurgence.
Okay.
We were hitting I forgot what it's called. Control. We were hitting Control. And we knew there was a team up there. So when we threw the sensor rod, it showed 6 red dots. So there was a team versus, there was at least the 3v3, 4v2, whatever. But there was another team going. Well, we had this one guy. We were all sitting like at the bottom of Control and like near the water. And we were literally talking on the mic. What are we going to do? Like who's going where? Blah, 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 blah.
Assessing situation.
Yes. All of a sudden, this guy goes, all right, watch this. And literally just runs into Control. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing everything squad wipe. Boom, 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 boom. And the motherfucker was like, hey, guys, come get all this loot, bro. He went in there by himself and killed all 6 of the people. And we were like, bro. So there's your brave category. Stupid, I've definitely seen people just go full sell and just go, down, boom, dead. and terrible. And I've definitely had both people where it's an impossible situation when you got 3 people down and you got maybe 2 knocks to get your people up, and you just go full sell and then you just die. You're brave and stupid. The thing is, you run away, you get maybe a chance. Battles. Yeah, to pick your battles. But yes, like I've definitely had the solo hero that went in there and everybody was like, wow. Like, where did that come from?
Nah, like that was I would pretty say my sensei for Fortnite, Chasu. I'm saying I've seen this guy. I don't know how much you've seen, but there's projectiles that'll throw you into the air, shockwaves. So when he's throwing the shockwave, I seen him immediately throw another one as right before he touched the ground, so he didn't have to touch the ground, so he can just bounce. And it's a technique that you can't just do simply.
Okay.
So it's not. It's like if he throws, like, first you have to throw it in a direction. So it's like a grenade.
Okay.
So when you throw it at your feet, you're going up. You throw it behind you, you're going forward.
Oh, it's yeah. I played in the era of that.
Yeah. So when he threw it at his feet, he bounced off a mountain. And when he was going to another structure, he threw it before he reached it, and it went off to I watched him take out the whole damn team when his team went down. This was on a stream as well too. It was crazy, and I didn't see that move. And it was like, I like when the sensei has new moves that he hasn't taught the students, and he's a killer. Freaking, like, I know he plays on PC, but if he wanted to take a break from PC, he would still be cracked out on a console. For this 1v, how many were left? Let's say there was 8 people left, just off random top of my head. He got the rest of the 8 kills, and there were 3 teams.
Nice.
He was the one versus the 2 other teams, and he got all the kills. I would say it's equivalent to yours, because for him to go in that room that I don't know what is in control, I know that the distance between you and other characters is much closer than Fortnite.
Yeah,
because of how, because you're like a real person, kind of like you're stepping into the metaverse, kind of, depending on how big your TV is and whatnot. But for him to go in there and for you to witness him destroy them in probably under 2 minutes flat.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, and to be, was it a ranked match?
Yeah.
That guy was sipping on some Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, no, he was good. Yeah,
cigars after that.
Yeah,
he did that off a whim because he wanted to pretend he was not bad. Like, he probably wanted one of them to knock him just so y'all could go up there and finish them up. But he was like, "Hey, this guy just gets tomahawked."
Like, and he was like. And then when we finished the match, you go back into the pregame lobby, obviously, and you got a few seconds to either stay with the team or leave the team.
Right.
And us 3 people were like, yo, bro, like, homeboy wants to keep playing. So let's go. And I think we played 4 matches with him, and we won all 4.
That's
first place, all 4.
Yep.
And he was the deciding factor, like, every single time. Like, he was, like, really, really good. He talked, and then with his comms, he wasn't the best comm guy. But I can understand why, because he was probably that guy who was just in the game, like locked in, like, and he's just like, I'm getting these dubs.
I'm depending on you to do your job.
Yeah, and it was good. I mean, and then he wasn't the guy. He always revived you when you went down. He was never the guy who's like, oh, I could do better just by myself. No, he always wanted the teammate there, stuff like that.
Hope you sent him his friend request.
Yeah, yes, definitely. But he, like, the last couple times he's actually been playing with a group, because I would like join his like lobby, and then he already has like 3 other people in there, but he's it's whatever. But and then from the solo hero, we're gonna go into another, and these are the people that get quick muted, like after a game, because you got to like judge the game, and then you go, okay, he's a mute, like, we're muting him. I don't even care, we're muting him. And it's called the blame everyone else player. And of course, every loss is a lag. Every loss is a hack. Every loss is the teammate's fault. Bad matchmaking, broken guns, or the game is cheating.
That's me in Dead by Daylight.
That's funny. And then the most popular question attached to this was, when does it stop being the game and stop being the game's fault and it starts being a skill issue.
As soon as they install the game.
Yeah, exactly.
If they know it off rip that they're trash. I don't care if it's 2K. I don't care if it's Madden, Forza, Need for Speed, Injustice, Dragon Ball Super. I do not care. If you know you're not good at a game, don't pretend you are.
Yeah, true that.
And if you used to be good at a game, get your bicycle wheels, take the training wheels off, and start talking your CAD shit like you used to back in the day. Wear your championship, talk it like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and crash your beer cans. But if you're not that good, relax. There's still time for you to get better. Because those players are probably the most loneliest men, I would say. Because I don't really hear too many girls that I've ever been in a lobby with blame other people. They usually just laugh. They usually just think it's all comical if they get knocked by somebody that's better than them.
Yeah.
I don't really hear too many girls. I mean, I don't hear too many girls complaining about that. I hear mostly boys complaining about it. And it's always, where were you guys at? I knocked 2 of them. He's one shot. You go over there for the first one shot guy and he has full health. That's not the guy I knocked. The guy he knocked was the guy who rezzed the next guy that got knocked because of an explosion. Yeah. Maybe the car blew up. Okay. So now you're fighting a whole squad for a guy who's screaming at you to res, to res him, but you have a whole squad coming at you. So I'll pick you up and just throw you so you know they don't blick you up anymore. You know, get the couple extra shots and take your life off. Try to throw you so another player can get you and fight the team. I'm not about to pick you up and try to run from a whole team with you. Well, now you can get in the cars. So if the situation arises, we can run and I can res you. But if we're in a firefight, that guy's going to have to hold his tongue and just watch what happens. If I get knocked, we're dead. If we lose, we're out the game. If I can stand tall and do that and get you, well, then I'm a legend. If I can just beat them and survive and get you back, well, I'm a legend as well. It all depends. But those guys need to start getting better at every game.
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
I mean, honestly, it's real gaudy that back in it, because I don't know how placement is in pubs for Call of Duty, but they say there's some little algorithm or whatever. But when I first started, I only played against bots, quote unquote bots.
Yeah,
rookies. Yeah. So I was losing to them. So like, I mean, and that was about 2 years ago. So now
it's a lot different now.
Yeah, I can get like a 12-piece, 18-piece for a game or play solo squads because the team decided they wanted to leave me because they died early and stuff and left the game. So I blame people when it's actually their fault. So
no, I
can put myself in that category, but I don't blame you when I miss a shot and I lose. I blame you when you're standing in front of me and absorbing all my bullets.
Oh, yeah.
I blame you when you jump in the car and leave me and there's people shooting at us both. Or if you just bring the killer, the war, whoever monster to us, and then I end up getting clipped up anyways. So
I feel that. No, I understand. Yes, the person who blames everybody. I have said it. I mean, I have been that person, but I don't just sit there and just like blame it. Like I'll be playing, I'll get killed, and I'll be like, oh, there's no fucking way.
Facts.
And it's whatever up there, but I'm not sitting there saying, hey guys, I lost the game because of a cheater. No, I lost the game because he was better than me. Like that's just how I see it.
There are the glitches and cheaters out there. So y'all out there, don't think you won't get caught like Jay and Silent Bob.
Right. I feel that, dude. Like,
can't even play Smash Bros without somebody glitching towards the end when you 3-stocking them. Come on, son.
I feel that because the rampant amount of and a lot of times it's really not, they're so subtle now that obviously it's like, man, he's either that much better than me or there's something going on. But
that's word.
There's plain, like for me with Resurgence is the most used one, and one of the hardest actually to prove is wall hack, where you actually see like the outline of the person through the wall the whole time. You basically, when you are playing the game, you know where everybody is at any given point on the map. Like, you can see their little like skeleton, little outline. It's pretty well. There's a guy. This is shameful to Twitch, in my opinion, but there is a guy on Twitch who actually openly cheats on Call of Duty, and you can watch him and watch his screen, and then it shows you all the, and they pay him to actively cheat on Call of Duty. It's and like, he'll show you, he'll come up and be like, hey, I got banned, but I bought a new IP address so I can play again.
Why can't those cheaters just be in a lobby with other cheaters and then they cheat on each other?
Well, the big thing is,
I'm the best cheater.
Yeah, I'm a Call of Duty person. So I don't know if you know, but about a year and a half ago, they did that. They would put them in a shadow lobby where they would put all the cheaters or thought to be cheaters into these matches, and then the people who weren't actually cheating, maybe because because I'm not sure if I was in one, but there was one match where I played and I survived for a little bit, but there were cheaters all through the match. Like, everybody was cheating, and I was able to kill some of these cheaters because I was just a little quicker than them and shit like that, but they were actively cheating. And then in Resurgence, you get to respawn, so you get to watch the kill cam and then respawn, and you're like, yeah, fuck that cheater, I'm about to go kill him. So you chase him around the whole map. But a lot of the players that weren't cheating got put in these lobbies as shadow bans, and they were complaining, and they basically were trying to do a lawsuit by saying, you can't prove I was cheating, I shouldn't be in this lobby. And they were like, no, you cheated. And they're like, no, I didn't, I don't cheat. And then it turns into a lawsuit.
Damn.
And so what they did is they took away the shadow ban lobby, but they did a shadow band still where your what do they call that shit, like when you're searching your ping or whatever, when you're searching for a game, your ping is picking up other pings to match with and stuff like that. Yeah. What they would do is purposely put you in a bad ping, like that you'll be pinging a game at like 152, which is terrible. So they force you to quit or burn your IP address or use what do they call those, VPNs.
I got you.
Yeah. So the worst out of all of them, real quick, the summit to finish this topic up. The worst one, in my opinion, the number one, is the rage quitter.
Damn right.
And for me, I was guilty of it today. I was talking to Rhay off mic about it. I actually had the solo hero, the blame everybody else player, and the loot thief all in one ranked match, and I was just like, this is terrible. Like, and I started like raging, like, fuck you guys.
That's not rage quitting, bro. That is called being human.
And like, I didn't even go through this is how bad I was. Like, I mistreated my PC so bad. Like, instead of going to the start shutdown, I went to the little switch, the hard reset, the bad one, and I clicked that. I wanted my game off that bad, bro. So, so real quick, what's your take? What's your take on rage quitters?
I've been in matches with rage quitters. I've been in duos. I'm saying like knee deep in the trenches. Oh, where are you? I'm over here. Doo-doo-doo. Now he's not. Oh, I shouldn't have died. Quit the game.
Oh,
I've won 7 of games like that. I literally have put 7 of those games on my back. I can't win them all. 7, I know I remember winning. But like the rage quitting, I mean, if we're in competition, Mortal Kombat, you rage quit, bro, get off the game. But when you rage quit in Smash Bros, it penalizes everybody.
Oh, okay.
When you rage quit in Dead by Daylight and you're the killer rage quits, you win. But if you rage quit as a player, they penalize you too. So it's minutes to hours to days that you cannot play these games.
Wow.
When you get penalized for rage quitting, because people are getting, like you do it in like FPSs. I think it's just you go back to the lobby.
Well, it's if you quit out of the game in Call of Duty in a ranked match, if you quit out of a game before the game ends, you go back to lobby and you can't click a rank for 30 seconds.
I don't know if it does that. I just know it's an automatic loss to you, and you don't get as many points. And you get
the automatic loss.
Yeah, you don't get as many points as you're supposed to get. But
and instead of 1 star going down, like in your ranking system, it's 2 stars that goes down.
I think,
and that penalizes you hardcore.
Like a couple after the Loot Goblin. But yeah, rage quitting, like, people need to understand, like, grow up, man. Like, I can see a child doing some stuff like that. Or I can see, my man Toke over here having 3 players you don't want to ever see in the lobby on the same team as you. And, like, to save his sanity, he had to hard reset the whole PC, which he had to second guess anyways. Like, I'm pretty sure he didn't want to do that.
No, hell no.
But that's like worse thing rage quitting, like, bro, just go read a book then, fam. Like, you know what I do when I get upset with a game? I turn it off and do something else.
Yeah, me too.
And then tell myself, go back and play it later.
Yeah.
I let it bother me that I lost that way. And I go back and feel triumphant when I win insurmountably. So, just set goals for yourself and don't let it take you out.
I dig it. So, real quick to end it up, I don't know if Rhay was doing it. I should have told him to do it, but I don't know if Rhay was doing it. I wanted to finish up in like 30 seconds. I wanted to rank them. I did a ranking as I was going, and my ranking was number 1 was Rage Quitter, 2 was Loot Thief, 3 was No Comms, 4 is Hot Mic, number 5 is Solo Hero, number 6 is Blame Everybody, and number 7 is there's no number 7. I don't know why I put a number 7 down there, but I did. So that concludes our game corner, and we will be right back after these messages. And welcome back to the second segment of the Midnight Lobby. All right, so we're just, of course, general talk. So I want to do something. This is the dad in me. Make sure my kids are safe when I can't be somewhere where they're not, because I am a card-carrying member of the Second Amendment, and I would like my kids to be protected at all times instead of sometimes. So I'm going to go into... Of course, this show comes out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. So our annual budget just got passed, and it's $2.5 billion. So let's start with that number. So our annual budget for the million people in Virginia Beach is $2.5 billion. And that goes towards, your schools, your public works, your police, so on and so forth. It just goes all the way down. So what I'm actually proposing is... I'm a firm, they tried doing this before, but I am a firm believer of armed guards at schools. I believe that will deter other people from trying to, I know this is going to be tough, but school shooting. If there are guys there that are there for the sole reason and purpose to protect kids and use the guns as those kids' protectors, I think that would be okay. And this is what I would love to propose the next time. I actually missed it when I actually started to get into it. It was actually May 15th. So, of course, I missed the open forum to be able to propose changes and stuff from the public and stuff like that. So this is what I'm proposing. In Virginia Beach Public Schools, there are 86 schools that house K through 12. There are 86 schools. I propose we start at least one. We're going to use the conservative amount of 1 armed guard in the addition of the current resource police officer there with a gun as well. So it'll be 86 schools and 86 armed guards. So you have to hire 86 people. I'm not going to go into the specifics of how you're going to hire these people, but let's just say they pass those specifics they mandate from the government. They pass it. So for that, obviously school's not in session 24/7, 7 days a week, 365. It's only in session for 183 school days in Virginia Beach. So you're going to pay those guards $20 an hour for 7 days, 5 days a week, 183 days out of the year. that's going to come to $2.2 million, not billions, $1 million. So $2.2 million to pay the 86 people to put their life on the line for your child at $20 an hour. Well, if you propose that, and we had a $2.5 billion proposal budget already passed by our government, and if you took that $2.2 million out of that $2.5 billion, that will account of the budget of 0.0085% of the total budget for $2.2 million to pay 86 men to put their life on the line for your child at school while you can't be there as an adult and a parent. I would love to propose that and for it to actually get budgeted. I know I'll go to the negative part of everything. I know there are people out there that are against guns, and I don't shame you for that. That's your right. It's my right to have them. It's your right not to. But there are parents out there that probably wouldn't like that. And I totally understand their argument. You don't want guns on the school property, blah, 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 just a random stranger we don't know. And that's totally understandable. I don't want somebody with a gun that I don't know around me without them telling me I have a gun or they have a gun and stuff like that. I get that. But at the same time, it will stop the future Sandy Hook. It will stop the future Nashville school shooting. It will stop the future Moss shooting that just happened in New York. So it will, I apologize, LA. So it would stop stuff like that. And it's terrible that we, as humans, we have to hire 86 men to protect our children. It's terrible to think that as a human. I think with these budgets of billions of dollars, as you see from the Virginia Beach budget, we don't have 0.0085% of that to go towards people to put the life on the line. And what makes me a huge advocate for a budget like that is Vlad, Texas, with what the police force did. They waited an hour and 5 minutes to go into a school to kill a school shooter. If anybody knows about that, yeah, this school shooting that happened in Vlad, Texas, dude, it was terrible stuff. Actually, the chief of police went to prison over that. He got 20 years. Because here's the thing, they showed up within 10 minutes and they refused to go into the school when the school shooter was actively killing kids. And do you know who stopped the school shooter? And this is crazy. There was a border patrol agent that was on the border, heard all the radio chatter of all this stuff going down.
Not the commotion.
Yeah, no, not he heard everything over radio. He was on the border.
Yeah.
When he heard that they were staging and it was we're going in 45 minutes and stuff like that, he drove 65 miles to that school, went into the school without authorization, got shot, and killed the shooter. And
45 minutes that active shooter was in the school.
Yeah, if nobody out there knows about,
they're trying to wait him out.
Yeah, crazy, dude. A lot of people got in trouble. A lot of people.
What's the point of tactical SWAT team? What is the point of?
And that's why I want to propose, because when a school shooter comes into the school and he's on the opposite side of the school and there's one man with a gun and he hears a gunshot goes off, of course, every death is terrible, but before anything happens, there's going to be some type of collateral damage, if not just a shot and a miss. That armed guard can run. His sole duty is to run to the noise and kill where that noise came from. Whoever exerted that noise is to die before another kid gets killed. Because what the police are going to do, they're going to go in there and they're going to search room to room and they're going to be hearing gunshots, but they know the gunshots didn't come from the room, but they still got to check the room. No, this sole purpose guy, when he signs up for this job, is you are to run to the assailant and kill him as fast as you can.
Kind of like a air marshal.
Yeah, basically.
Like
yes.
So they should have certain qualifications.
Yes,
to be able to, not just specificity, but like a lot of qualification.
Yes.
Not a lot, but enough qualification, from gun handling to like even I don't know if this is possible, but like are you graded on decision making, like critical thinking in certain terms?
Yeah, well, I mean, it really depends on, I mean, I've seen shows about how they select Secret Service members, and the Secret Service members, your IQ has to be 130 or above.
Oh, shit.
So, like, yeah, so your decision making, of course, probably comes into the IQ area.
Okay.
And you probably have to have, like, excellent decision making. Like almost like you want your captain in an infantry unit to have like 99 in decision making, like, because like that decision gets, because their decision, they make a decision, it's either the president dies or the president lives. That's their situation and their decision making. So like with that, of course, like I didn't, like I said, I wasn't going to get into the like qualifications of said person, because that can just go down to, do you want an ex-service member, and then with the ex-service member comes PTSD.
Yeah.
So do you want that near a school with the gun? Do they qualify to protect a school with diagnosed PTSD? Right. So that's why I wasn't, because then it just goes down to the nitty gritty on what our elected leaders would choose.
We're not the ones to be throwing out qualifications.
But like when it comes,
thought of air marshal, because that is one person that's stopping. A whole flight.
Yes. But no. It's like, of course you would want the person to be able to go into the job and say, when he's sitting like on his chair outside, and I'm not talking about where he walks around the school. I'm talking about that motherfucker. He walks the perimeter. He goes to like the play place before the kids go outside, and he checks the perimeter to make sure there's nobody hiding. Like he's not in school until the shooting. Hopefully it never happens, but until a shooting happens, he doesn't go in that school. He's checking the perimeter. He's walking around. He's grabbing the doors on the outside, making sure they're locked every single time. And then when something happens, you have to select the person down to the psyche to say, when I check in for this job, there could be a possibility where I'm going to get into a firefight with an assailant trying to kill kids. So you have to have that type of person there too, because I don't want a person like Vlad, Texas, to say, do I really want to run in there?
You need your own force for this, though.
Yeah, like
the police unit would need to have a separate force for this job.
Yes, see, and then when it breaks down to the reason why I say on site is you eliminate those crucial moments.
Yep.
That those children need, and you eliminate 45 minutes of waiting, you eliminate 10 minutes of waiting, you eliminate, like, I think I looked up as well, Virginia Beach's felony call time is 7.5 minutes. So from the time you call about a felony act of violence or whatever, felony break,
right,
on average, Virginia Beach in 2025, it took them 7.5 minutes to respond to that. So you got to think a school shooting happens. What happens in those 7.5 minutes? Like the world may never know. Like the only person that knows is the children and the person with the gun. Right. And if you have that person on site, you can, instead of it being 7.5 minutes, it can be 7.5 seconds of response time, because I know he's human. He's not the Terminator. He's not there. He has to find it. He has to take time, and he has to eliminate a target. But instead of waiting on SWAT or waiting on your first responder, like, you just take that 7.5. Like, to me, 7.5 minutes is worth the 2.2 billion. Like, to eliminate the 7.5 minutes, I would pay $2.2 million for that if I had the money. I would.
Oh yeah.
And that's
honestly, you could actually generate enough of that money to open up, like I said, like its own faction.
Yeah,
like that could be something that could actually be. They could be a separate from the police, from the fire department, and they'd be like first responders, but it'd be like their own actual, they're not bounty hunters or anything, like they're a whole league of security.
Elite
security though.
You
know what I mean? Like,
and
I'm
you
not
can,
trying to have people walking
out.
around like Punisher shooters and stuff like that, but you know, active people that are actually be honorable and, you know, like
that's actually good, because then that like company would go like, okay, well, this week or this year, Malibu Elementary, Larkspur Elementary, Virginia Beach Middle School, they're contracting an on-site operator.
Right.
And then you give the school, like, I know it sucks to say to give the school the choice, but give that, maybe that could be, I guess, could get passed easier. Give the school the choice. Give the PTA meetings, like, hey, do we want an on-site armed person on our school? Yes, we do. Okay, then we go buy one. Or you go contract one. Sorry,
no,
but you go contract somebody, and eventually you get enough people, enough good operators, a good around children. You can even get the people who interact with the children. They walk around, they check the classrooms,
right?
Stuff like that. You can get those kid-friendly people in there.
Show like the kids that they're actually being protected. You know what I'm saying?
Show
the kids that they have some reinforcement when they come to school, that there's not even going to be a tolerance to bullying. You know what I mean? Like, they can actually have an open range to learn and to have fun and to go home and still be safe the whole entire time.
Yes, exactly. Because I got some hellions in multiple different levels of school, and it's always like, because I'm not going to let it consume me as a parent, but it's always there. Like, just because of the rate of America right now, it's just always there. But the big thing is Virginia Beach, well, we don't have that type of violence, and that's good. Like, we have your typical gun violence, like your shooters and killers and stuff, but you don't really have like your nightclub shootings, and it's just stuff like, the stuff you see around news from around the United States. Like, we really don't have that type of violence. I mean, everybody got their bad neighborhoods. I mean, stuff like that.
Honestly, in the last couple months and weeks, we've been having a lot of, like, I'm saying, like, Navy officers trying to find 14-year-old girls. They've been finding child trafficking rings. And there's been a lot of more shootings. Not even just team takeover kind of stuff, but like people actually losing their lives. Like, it was a local convenience store where a woman just recently lost her life, being shot behind the counter.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think that was in Norfolk.
Oh man!
Yeah, and like a prestigious place, not like in wealth, but like in nostalgia. Pretty sure a lot of people recognize the place. Rest in peace to that lady.
Rest in peace.
It's getting bad because summer.
Yes,
and there's a correlation between all of that. More crime, more summer, less stuff people have.
Since you're mentioning that, I want to just real quick pivot into something that actually, it's not scary. It's because to me, I'll like, okay, I can't say what I want to do, but yeah, they wouldn't like me. Let's just say that. But it got me startled enough, because you really don't see this, but just for you, I don't know if you heard about this, but over Memorial Day weekend, there was a neo-Nazi march in Virginia Beach on 38th Street.
Yeah.
I know everything was within their rights. Disclaimer, I am not protecting what they believe in. Real quick, over here in Kepler B, we don't have that shit. That shit is gross. But I'm not condoning anything. But everything, I guess, because everybody didn't really hear about it, because of course they followed the law. They did this, they did that, they did their racist shit. That don't happen in Virginia. Nah. In Virginia Beach. Okay, nah. I can't call for Virginia, but for Virginia Beach, that don't happen. We don't have racist people marching in mass in Virginia Beach with like the neo-Nazi flag and the swastikas and stuff. We're not Charlottesville, Virginia people. We're not part of that group. Like, we don't know. But that's getting kind of scary. that like something like that is like vibrating itself towards like basically a city, a melting pot. Like
a little metropolis right here that has so many different cultures and people. Like they're bringing in even different restaurants from like South Africa, and Mediterranean places.
That Mediterranean chicken by my job, dude, on that strip, dude. Oh man!
Hey, shout out Meza on that good spicy hummus too, fam.
Right? Yeah,
like
right.
What? But like just to give it on a little good note, like there's definitely some great things in Virginia. We just got to keep it safe. We just got to keep it protected, and we honestly just got to look out for everybody.
Yeah,
get that neighborly Southern hospitality coming back.
Mayor Bobby Dwyer, if you happen to hear any of this, keep your no nonsense crime stuff going, bro. Like we don't want the pitter patter around here, dude. Like we want back something in the water. We want back College Beach Week. We want that shit back. But it's that old, I forget, I'm not even going to name her, but it's the person you beat to become one of our Virginia Beach's greatest mayors to that no nonsense crime. Keep that shit up, dude. I am backing you to the fullest. Just keep your police in check, dog. That's all I ask.
Big facts.
But anyway, real quick, go ahead and talk about what you're going to talk about. Dude.
On a little lighter note, this weekend we're having the Jackalope Festival. It's free, honestly, and I think that's going to be a big thing for everybody because you can save your money and spend it on other things.
Right.
But there are tickets for like I think signages and meet and greets and stuff like that, VIP passes if you want to spend a little bread. It's the May 29th to the 31st, starting tomorrow to the rest of the weekend to the 31st, like I said. Some of the like sites they're going to be a lot of athletes. Like when I'm saying athletes, from surfers and skaters like Bob Burnquist, Virginia Beach's own Sean England, a couple other ones like Lynn. I cannot pronounce her name, but I'm going to say it's Wormel. I hope I'm not pronouncing that.
Wormel. That's what I think. I can't see it, but it probably sounds like.
There's
Wormel.
Also a Kenya Sesser. I would love y'all to meet these people and find out how rad and radical they can actually get. That'd probably be balmy. Well, I don't know if we can say that. Let's say it could be a little nitro. How about that?
There you
go. Honestly, it looks like it's going to be a great time. It's next to the oceanfront. There's also Atlantic Surf Park out there if you want to copy and go see all of that. But I mean, honestly, it looks like it's going to be like a Project X weekend going on this weekend. So hopefully everybody stays on their best behavior and the drinks are still popping with a lot of alcohol.
Right. Yeah. So I myself were probably going to venture down there Saturday before work.
Go there too.
So, and I was
starting 5:00 tomorrow.
So I wanted to go down there and see when people are skating because hopefully get to see Mr. Bobby Burnquist.
That's right, bro.
Hit it. We were talking before the show back in Tony Hawk Pro Skater days on the P1, P2, and all that. We both used Bob Burnquist. He was my favorite. He had to me the best like special.
I mean, from the boy with this, I liked his style from the backwards cap to the glasses, but I think when I liked his persona so much that I looked him up, and then I started finding other skaters that I liked.
Yeah, okay,
you know
I feel
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't trick, but I longboard and I like speed, like going down hills, going in declines. I'm not gonna say which ones, but I'm mainly on speed with the boards and stuff like that. I've definitely been on cameras letting people do tricks for the cameras and stuff like that. But I honestly like not talking about Tony Hawk not being one of the Legends GOATs as well, because it was his game. But I'm saying Bobby Burnquist was, Brazil, Bom dia, shouts out. But I honestly got more into skating because I didn't know who he was. So I did like my research and back then found out a little bit more about them, and then realized how much I liked skating, and then found out like Andrew Reynolds and Jeff Rowley and Kareem Campbell, and like just them from the game. I just realized like I want to know more about them than just seeing them in THQ.
I feel you, dude. I feel that. But yeah, hopefully everybody gets out there. Like you said, it's free admission unless you want to spend a couple bucks for the VIP stuff. That'd be really cool. Like he was saying as well. Just be on your best behavior. Pick up after yourself, man. And Virginia Beach is an amazing place if we keep it clean.
Keep your hands to yourself too.
Yeah,
not
too.
Every shorty wants your attention, your breath, your spiritual pressure on her, son. Like, just say hello.
And if it
hello,
goes
beautiful.
there, right?
Hello, darling. Hola, ¿cómo está? You know what I'm saying? Like, white boy, you feel me? Outside, we afuera. Do what you got to do by keeping everybody respectful. Just stay respectful. That's all you got to do.
Amen to that. And then hopefully we can bring back a lot of these, because a lot of people forgot that we lost a festival to Norfolk. And I forget what the Patriotic Festival, I believe it was. It's a festival, and I believe it's coming back now. I know everybody, probably local viewers or listeners, guys remember the Mount Trashmore fair that used to come around? Well, that's not coming around anymore because somebody wanted to bring a gun. And so that's not, and that was a couple months ago where they were arguing because the actual people who owned the fair or whatever wanted more security, but Virginia Beach didn't want to pay for it because it wasn't in their budget, and they didn't want to pay for it. So they were like, we're not coming back, and so on and so forth. But there is one coming up too. Actually, I just reminded me because my kid reminded me about it because he wants to go. The Farmers Markets Fair is coming out, and it's on the corner of Dam Neck and Princess Anne at the Farmers Market there on the right. They get it's right across the street from Lansdowne Plaza, where like Best Buy and Barnes and Nobles and Five Below and all that is. It's literally right across from it. It's I just can't quote when it is, but it's coming soon. It's like a little, basically like the Mount Trashmore Fair, little rides and stuff for the kids. And then plus, like me personally, I like going to the farmer's market to get my honey for my allergies, so I don't have the sniffles all the time. I know my co-host just looked at me all weird and crap.
No, how does honey help you with your allergies?
So basically what you do is you go to farmers markets and you get local honey, which is made from the honeybee from Virginia Beach, from the area you're in. So what happens when, obviously everybody knows, a bee goes to a flower, it collects pollen, right? When it goes back, it uses that pollen to make honey. So inside the honey,
so you're taking steroids, bee steroids for your allergies?
Basically, it's basically
antihistamine.
A natural antihistamine.
What? I gotta tell my girl that.
Yeah,
shouts out to wifey.
Okay, real quick. You know where I learned that from, bro? This is the craziest. I was in Gettysburg.
Yeah, I was gonna say it had to be somewhere in Virginia.
I was in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we were there. Right down the street from Gettysburg is an Amish community. I went there for their elderberry pie and their elderberry jam. The best.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a real berry.
Yes.
It's actually really good.
So the guy offered me honey. And he was like, do you want some honey? I'm like, of course, I'll take some honey. And he was like, are you from here? And I was like, no, I'm not. And I was like, why'd you ask? He was like, because I got different types of honey from different locations around Pennsylvania. Ooh. And I was like, okay, well, why do you have that? Well, he told me the local bees go to the local pollen populated flowers. They take the honey. They make honey. You take the honey. You become immune to that pollen.
So it's like a teaspoon or so.
Yeah, you take a teaspoon a day.
Do you mix it with like water juice, or you just take
No, you just take straight honey.
Okay.
Yeah, and I learned that from an Amish man. He was a cool guy. But yeah, just fun fact out there. Take your local honey if you have
builds up immunities problems as well too.
Yes.
Yeah, natural immunity. Yeah.
Yes, it's one of the oldest forms of, like, forget what they call that type of like a habitual medicine, like, you know, like you go out and you find the ingredients in like plants and then you mesh it up into a liquid and you drink the liquid. I forget what type of holistic.
There you go.
There
you go.
It's the
I was
oldest.
pulling it up too.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest holistic medicines out there and used by the Egyptians. Yeah, and they used it for preservatives too. Yeah, honey can preserve almost anything out there too, and it's one of the only things on this planet without an expiration date. If it's no additives, if it's pure honey, like if it's right out of the honeycomb, like you don't put any of the USAID BS in it, like straight honey. Like if you go get that little bear honey from like Food Lion or whatever, that has an expiration date because there's a lot of cancerous stuff in there. A lot of preservatives.
I'm going to try that myself.
Yeah, dude, you say check it out. I mean, if you want to look it up yourself, I do it all the time, dude. And I have come to pass that, like with my allergy medicine, this year, I don't have to take it because I stayed on the honey. Mm-hmm. You got to take it every day or it won't. Like it's just one of those things. Like you got to take every single day. And I go to... over there on London Bridge, the farm over there on London Bridge where they have the Scarefest and all that every year. Hunt Club Farms. I go there and buy honey, like probably once a month.
Okay.
Yeah, just go there and you just literally go to the little honey stand, and it will tell you like where the bees were at and stuff like that. So I always get Virginia Beach honey because of Virginia Beach. And then when I go up to PA, I go to the Amish market and grab a like Gettysburg honey and take it while I'm there because of the change of pollination and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very smart.
And I'm highly allergic to ragweed, and PA is lovely covered in ragweed everywhere. It's like a farmer's nightmare up there because we stay on a farm, like an Airbnb farm, and the farmer there, he talks about the ragweed like he has to like mow his like area like all the time because of the ragweed. But that is crazy. But Gettysburg, let's stick on Gettysburg, dude. So we're going to transition into our final topic, and this week's strange question is: are ghosts real? I know my partner, he actually has some pretty good jot downs that I wanted to run through with him before I tell you some of my stories. And I'm going to let you know, people, for all them doubters out there, I have 100% proof of every story that I'm going to tell tonight on this podcast.
As the moth flies in front of you from out of nowhere.
Yeah, right. But I have 100% proof. I will... real quick, I know he said it was okay to do, but I want to give you one link so you can look up these pictures that I will talk about. You have to go on Instagram and go to Toke Talk Radio. If you go to Toke Talk Radio and scroll down, you'll see some apparition pictures. That is the evidence I'm talking about. So if you go to Instagram at Toke Talk Radio, you'll check that shit out there. All right. So anyway, real quick, I know this is a new podcast, so I'm going to give you the floor, and I'm going to finish up with some scary stories.
Well, to start off, I do believe in ghosts. Definitely believe in ghosts. When I first moved to Virginia, my younger brother, my younger brother used to see her, but he used to tell my family members what she would say, which my grandmother would say. She had passed while he was young. Barely knew her, and he would be telling us stuff that she would say to him in English or Spanish and certain things about us until he was about like 4 or 5, where it kind of just went away. So I honestly have been believing in ghosts for a long time. I used to live in Rhode Island. I'm not from there. I was in housing. My mom was in the military. I used to live in Middletown in housing out there. And I have seen heard so many creepy stories. Like, I am not afraid of Pennywise the Clown because I feel like I met him then. And I feel like it because when I saw the red balloon, I saw a clown, and he didn't look like Tim Curry. He looked like Bozo the Clown, and who I was in love with, because Bozo was just like lamb chop. You know what I'm saying? At the time, that's killer.
You.
He asked me to come over to him, and then when I didn't, he motioned for me to come over to him. And when I didn't, I could see him get angry. Unbeknownst to the apparition I saw, I knew where I was a cliff. And I knew I was not walking over that cliff to go see a balloon or anything else like that. And when I told my dad, I brought my dad to the same cliff. I don't know why Middletown was like this, but it was weird. It was weird. It was like old waterfall, bunch of woods, but like where this place was, it was a cliff. And when I brought my dad there, it was another balloon there, and it wasn't red. It was like a happy birthday balloon, and it was stuck in a tree. And when he take it down and gave it to me, I told him I didn't want it, and he popped it and he threw it down the cliff. I definitely heard laughter after that. So I mean, and I'm not saying it's because I was in Rhode Island, but I mean, I don't know about witches, and I'm not a
well,
Wiccan
you're close
myself.
to Derry, Maine.
I'm not freaking Bear Samdi. Like I know what I saw, and I'm still living that life today. You know.
No, I know. I get it. I know a lot of people don't believe in ghosts, and I'm not going to knock them for it because, I mean, it's just like any supernatural thing out there. Like, but to me, when it comes to everything, even aliens, I think we have more proof of ghosts than we do aliens, right. Actual physical proof.
Right. There's so much more torture that you can actually see that is unexplainable.
Yeah. It's cool stuff. Like going off what your brother experienced. I used to live in housing myself, Wadsworth, right down the street. Well, when I was growing up there, I was in high school, and there were a younger generation of kids behind me, like my brother, my mom and dad's friends had like another generation of child, like the second and third child. There was like 4 or 5 of them. And we were the only one that didn't live on their row of like 8 houses. We were like kind of catty cornered on a different row. Well, all the kids used to tell my brother and the adults that in their room they would see a tall man with a hat. All 4 of the kids did it, and they all drew pictures of this guy, and they all looked very similar and stuff. And it was like a phenomenon that went on for a little bit. And then we had this one set of Kelly. Well, shout out Kelly. But Kelly, she was like somebody who was very interested in the paranormal, so she did like a deep dive, bro. She went to like the library and they looked up historical records and all kind of crazy shit. Okay, so she found out that Wadsworth was actually built on a Indian reservation, and there was an area where it was the burial of their people. Well, in there was a description of a shaman that was part of this Indian like area.
Okay.
And he was a taller Native American, and he always wore a black brimmed hat. So she came to the conclusion by herself, of course, without experts. This is all her studies. She came to the conclusion that that tall man with the hat that they're seeing was that shaman that once lived on that reservation that housed us now. And we always found it pretty weird, but they grew up a little bit more. They got like 9 or 10, and then it just all of a sudden stopped. And me just being joyful and playful, I think that's called losing their innocence. That means their imagination is going, and so on and so they're growing up, as we would say today. But yeah, no, it was real weird. It just stopped.
Crossing over, baby geniuses.
Right. I know you mentioned another thing with everything, like.
Oh, yeah. So this is when I first had my daughter with my girl. Shouts out Michelle. So the house I live in today is probably one of the oldest houses that's like on my block. I'm not gonna say from VA or Virginia Beach, but it's a pretty old house. Like my fuses are still screwed.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty old crib, but we were sleeping downstairs. Excuse me, because of how hot it was in the house, and we didn't have any AC, we didn't have any water, and we had electricity, but we didn't have AC unit that worked. Well, while we're all huddled downstairs trying to, take some rest, I was working at the time. The baby's being a baby, and my girl is actually being haunted by what she says is the most dangerous bag. When she tells me this story, like we revisit the story like a couple days ago, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "You remember when the bag?" And I was like, "No." She literally like has me like envision it, and she was like, "I woke you up, but before I could wake you up, it was like you were in some kind of trance because you were just snoring and you wouldn't move, and I was pushing you and smacking you, and you wouldn't wake up." And she said she saw a bag, and it looked like somebody was picking the bag up and dropping it, and like a Walmart bag, and you know how it's plastic, so it's gonna float.
Yeah.
So for the bag to raise off the ground more than 4 times and to gently fall back to the bag or to the floor, excuse me, somebody's picking the bag up and dropping it in front of her to let her know that they're there. As she tells me this, it kind of washed over me that I just forgotten it. So I apologized to her, and she's like, no, you're good. I'm just saying something was trying to tell me something, and I hope it wasn't bad. And I was like, honestly, and rest in peace to my mother, it might have been her ask us a question of how we were doing. Maybe she was trying to send a breeze in there because she knew we were hot. You know what I mean? Like, because it wasn't malevolent. It was a peace. Oh, and maybe that's why I was able to sleep so well, because I normally am insomniac. But my girl will wake up from like a pin dropping. She has like, she doesn't, it's like her body doesn't want to sleep, but she gets so much rest from it anyways. But she told me she was literally stuck watching the bag raise in front of her until when she realized she wasn't dreaming, she wasn't sleeping, she was not hallucinating, and that she was watching an actual phenomenon in front of her, and I wasn't there to protect her. She said she literally jumped on me to wake me up after that. And then at that point, she became a believer. That's like over 7 years in the making, that story brewing too.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's damn. Okay. I feel you. I feel you there. All right. So, yeah. So that tall man, that's pretty cool. I always like experiencing the supernatural, dude. Still, my focus is Gettysburg. If anybody ever wants to take a nice vacation, historical valued vacation, great food, great people.
What kind of food? I'm interested.
All kinds, dude. I will definitely have to tell you to go to. They rename it every like tourist season in the summer, like in July. They always rename it. But they sell like really, really good like ethnic foods, and it's one of those restaurants where you go in there and there's nothing American. It's like you don't get a burger. You go there and you get like Mediterranean, or you get like Caribbean, or you get like jerk chicken. It's just like shit like that. Like, I would always recommend that. Their fair prices is around $15 a plate, and you get hearty servings. Good spot. But when it comes down to it, the most sought after adventure of Gettysburg is their freak ghost activities. Mm-hmm. There is tons of professional ghost hunting people down there. If anybody is familiar with the show Ghost Hunters, their organization is called TAPS, and they have they actually have a office there where you can go in there and talk to them and stuff like that. It's all, you can walk in there and you can actually hire them to give you like ghost tours, because they got like secret squirrel access to like certain hot spots that are like illegal, like that are unlawful to enter after dark. And so, but they got like special permission by the owners and the city to like go to these spots after dark and have little ghost tours and stuff like that. What I did is I took one ghost tour to learn all these hot spots and spots that I didn't go to, and it was $60 well spent, because I actually got to use some of the equipment that professional ghost hunters use. I got to learn about the equipment. I got to learn about like what a spectral reading is and all that type of noise. And then eventually, when I kept going back and I got older, I started doing a lot of stuff on my own. I'm not going to say ghosts come out during the day, but ghosts don't come out during the day. So you go to stuff at night, and you go to stuff at night without people's knowledge. When it comes to that, I do my own stuff. And in my travels of doing this stuff, I came across a lot of firsthand experiences. Some of them creepy, none of them scary. I'm going to say, well, actually, there was one that I was unnerved with, but I'll get to that story. But they won't be long. I'll just cut to like the meat and potatoes of everything. Number one, and like I said, you can go to the Instagram at Toke Talk Radio to check out these pictures. But I was taking pictures of this place called Sachs Bridge in Gettysburg, and the historical value of the Sachs Bridge is this is the bridge that Robert E. Lee crossed during the retreat of Gettysburg after the third day, after defeated by Meade's army. So that was the last retreating point. That's the historical significance behind the bridge. I took a lot of pictures. Of course, you take a lot of pictures, and hopefully somebody sometimes will pick something on the other end, except for humans. Well, live humans at least. I went through some of these pictures, and I found that I got a 99% full apparition of a Confederate cavalryman, I would say, because I took the picture actually to several professional ghost hunters down on the Baltimore Street, and they all came to the conclusion that obviously it wasn't faked without extensive more testing, but it was on my phone. I took it on my phone. It wasn't on my camera, it was on my phone. Then I took it to this place called the Horseshoe Soldier, and I had a guy that knew a whole lot about Civil War. People who owned Civil War shops obviously know a lot, and I showed him the picture, and I told him, I was like, if that was a human that you could see, what would he be wearing in the Civil War? And he came to the conclusion that it could have been a cavalry officer because of the boots and the type of dress he was wearing. Not dress, people, the type of clothing he was wearing, down to the cavalry flock jacket of the Confederacy. There's one. There is a local legend on Sachs Bridge called Tennessee. He was a free black man that lived on that river where the bridge is. The superstition is that he used to come down there and fish every day, and he smoked cigarettes. What you can do is you can go to the spot where supposedly he fished from, and you can put a cigarette down, and he will smoke the cigarette down to the butt, which is kind of crazy. And then also, if you ask him to move the cigarette, he will move the cigarette, which is really cool. It's very interesting stuff.
I don't know about telling ghosts what to do being cool.
Like, hands down, I will 100% get the footage when I see my brother. But my brother was videotaping at the time. He was videotaping the cigarette, and we said, Tennessee, can you move the cigarette? And I swear on everything that is mine, my children, everything, that cigarette spun 360 on a pole. Like, just imagine. Like, I know you guys can't see it, but just imagine something on a pole just sitting there, and you say, move it, and then the fucking cigarette starts doing this on the pole and just spins and then eventually falls down. Well, the thing where it falls down, sometimes you can sit there and you can say, hey, Tennessee, why don't you move it? And he doesn't move it. He's smoking the cigarette. Sometimes on that pole, it will fly 15 feet. Well, where that comes from is his wife hated him smoking. So when his wife came around, she flicked the cigarette off of the pole. So that is a like local hot spot for everybody. Everybody goes, all the local people say, go to Sachs Bridge for Tennessee. So that's your cool ghost. Okay. So when you're leaving Sachs Bridge, there's this little tiny path to your left, and it goes down into the woods. Well, that path was made by the people who work the river. So they made their own path back to the other side of the river, because if you keep going straight, the river is to your side. So you're walking next to the river. On a bank, it's safe and stuff like that. Well, you're walking back. There is a local legend of this tree called the Death Tree. So you go to this tree, and supposedly it goes like this. The death tree was, I guess, christened the death tree because back in 1901 in Gettysburg, it was illegal for white women to marry Native Americans. Well, a white woman married a Native American in Gettysburg. Well, the people of Gettysburg did not like that. So what they did is they went and they took the man, the Native American, they put him in a sack. They beat him, and they put him at the base of this tree. And they caught the sack on fire. They burned him to death. Then he took his woman, and his 2 children, and they hung them from the same tree that he was burned at the foot of. Well, the urban legend is, and I've never tried it, I cannot say that I touched it and walked away. Because I've never touched it, and I will not touch it because of the simple fact of, if you touch the death tree on your walk back, you will die. And I have looked this up in local obituaries in Gettysburg, everything. There has been cases of 3 people who touched that tree and walked and died. One walked, had a heart attack on the walk back. Another walked, got into the car, drove, and happened to mysteriously crash into the river and die.
What?
And then a third person touched the tree, walked back, slipped, and fell on a rock, hit her head, and died. So I will not be touching the tree. Off of the sheer fact of those 3 coincidences out there for the non-believers. So the death tree, it's weird. It's like one of those places where you go and you're like trying to push one of those friends into the tree for him to touch it, like BS like that. But it's just the simple for the philanderers that come in from out of town. They get a cool ghost story and a cool experience. Then we're going to go to the suicide bridge. At the very beginning of the show, I said about these ghost stories that I had 100% solid proof. This one is the only one that I do not have solid proof. The only proof I have is testimony from me, my old partner John, and my little cousin Benjamin. He was our video camera operator at that time. So we pull up, John gets out. He freezes, and I'm still in the passenger seat at this point, like getting the camera and stuff ready. And I'm like, hey, John, what's going on? And he says nothing to me. So I get out and I stand up, and I'm on the passenger side looking over to the driver's side above the car. And I'm like, John, what's up? And John goes, turn around. And I turn around, bro, and there is a full apparition, bro. Like almost like if we couldn't see like the trees through him, he would have been a full ass person standing there. But it was of a black man. And literally we saw this, and my little cousin got out, and he literally said, when do we pick up the 4th, bro? And there's only 3 of us, and we watch him walk down the road and then up this little banking, walk straight through an electrified fence, and then walk up into the farm that's like right in front of Suicide Bridge is the Eisenhower farm. So he's walking on their farm, walked through the fence, and then literally all of a sudden, like a poof, like a fart in the wind just did. He was gone, bro. Like, and we sat there, and we sat in the car, and we were just sitting there like, what did we just see? For one, we had no camera, so it was between us 3. Like, so it was whatever. But we all concurred that we saw somebody walk down the street, walk through a fence, and disappear in the field. And if you guys possibly want to be a believer, just go to Gettysburg for one weekend. But the thing is, you got to go there with an open heart. You can't go in there saying everything's fake, because like maybe nothing will happen, maybe something will. Maybe you'll get slapped in the face, or maybe a demon will possess you, or some crazy shit like that. It's just always when you go into stuff like this, man, you got to go in there with an open heart. You can't go in there, and of course you're a non-believer. What evidence will it take? Stuff like that. But you got to walk in there with the open heart of this possibly could be real. Like, you see stuff differently, because when you're looking for nothing, you're going to find nothing.
Right.
And when you're looking for something, you possibly could see something and become a believer. yeah, those are my stories. Keep in touch with our YouTube because I'm going to get some stuff off of my old recordings from my other podcast, and I will put it on our YouTube channel so you can watch some of the stuff that we were actually experiencing, except for the last story of, unfortunately, you're just going to have to take me for my word. And worst case, I'll put my cousin on here one day and he can tell you the same story I just told you. But anyway,
you gotta do is call him.
Yeah, right.
I guess.
Oh yeah, true that. Yeah.
Just call him.
Get him on here. I need to figure out how to do that and do that.
That's a fact.
I dig that. But anyway, that's basically your residual hauntings that I was experiencing. Stuff built of tragedy, maybe not ready to move on to the other side, or maybe unfinished business. But most of my stuff were the repeated hauntings, they would call it. And I know Ray pointed out to me about some stuff that we need to go over. So I basically filled in the residual haunting part of everything. There are also, when it comes to ghosts, like ghost is like the blanket term, but of course, like when some people say ghost and some people will say demon. I know Ray wants to elaborate on that a little bit.
If I wanted to add anything about that, like I would ask you, if you haven't seen Insidious, to read it or look at it, do what you got to do to understand where I'm coming from.
Are you talking about that case by the Warren family?
The movie.
Yeah, no, based on the Warren families. Okay, yeah, for the people
Patrick
who
Wilson.
people who actually don't like movies that like to read, look up the Warrens, and it's Insidious is part of their, I guess, web of stuff. But,
well, there was ghosts that were infiltrating the house, right? Then there was the antagonist that was possessing Patrick Wilson's character. I would consider her a ghost, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So for her to be as powerful and have as much demonic energy as she had to have another presence control her. So that red demon had a presence that was drawing all the ghosts to the house.
Okay, true that.
And then, but there was also another demon that was also directing different from him. Because when you do the full circle, you realize that the red demon was kind of following Elise.
Oh, okay.
The whole entire time. And then from Elise, it went to Patrick Wilson's character to his son. To Dalton ends up getting abducted by it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, but the red demon isn't even like the epiphany of what the strength of a demon could be. And that, I'm just showing the dimensions of the difference between what I think a demon and a ghost is, and both of them can cause an hallucination just like a drug or a plant can, but vampires, the werewolves, demons like that, you know what I mean? But like a ghost is something that has lost attachment, and it gains an attachment by a conduit controlling, conducting, taking, possessing the ghost, telling the ghost what to do. I think it like I'm glad that whenever you saw any of your ghost paranormal activities, that they weren't violent to the point scarred from it.
Yeah. See, and that's why I believe they were residual hauntings, just to over and over and over and over hauntings.
Yeah, like the energy from the place, the tragic pain is still residual. It still resides around, and it still is controlling certain aspects of nature and stuff like that. But I feel like it picked your cousin up, picked you up, and put you somewhere. That's not poltergeisty. That's demonic energy.
Yes.
I'm not saying Satan himself, Lucifer rather, is picking you up, but there are hundreds of other dark angels under there that could definitely be having an influence over something that is on this third rock from the sun.
Yeah, of
this third circle of hell, Earth.
Firm believe that. We are legion. We are one.
Yeah. Like we all came from one. That's why they all want us to go back to one. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So like, honestly, like whenever anyone has any kind of psychic prowess to the point like you are witnessing this kind of paranormal activity, I usually ask people if they prayed up, if they believe in God, but I don't say it like that. I believe more polite ways to say, are you a spiritual person? Like, do you have prayers that you might say? Do you have angels that you believe look over you? Do you have like one with nature kind of aspects, not like waiting for the sun to rise, but more like I'm gonna use all of this bear or deer that I had to take out, and you know what I mean, like a spiritual presence. And the reason I was gonna say I asked that because there's a higher power that has to be looking out for you in order for you to believe and not be in danger. Because anybody who doesn't believe, I feel, is because today it's 2026. It's got to be because you're scared. I honestly don't. You don't see the wind, but you know the wind is real.
Yeah, of course.
You know what?
That's John 3:14, by the way. When Jesus was talking to Nicodemus. How do you know it's the wind? Because it's there.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not for us to be challenging our faith to believe or not to believe if it's there or not. But I think it's more for us to stay safe, because you never know what honestly could be out there to the point. And we're saying this on our dimension, our reality, not like out in outer space. This episode, because on this note, are we Johnny Depp in his movie with rituals, or are we going to exorcising demons and stuff like that in our lifetimes? Like, they're making money off of stuff that could normally be taught to people, like not trying to banish demons, but the knowledge. There's no Latin, it's a dead language. There's no Sanskrit, we don't know what they're saying. But we honestly know that just opera was written mostly not just for beautiful music, but to soothe spirits into the other realm. Like putting pennies, gold, silver on people's eyes so they're able to pay Charon to go over the river Styx.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't just Roman and Greek.
Pay the ferryman.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everyone has a ferryman, but they just call them a different name.
Yep.
They all have certain aspects of gods that are different names, but like, I honestly don't want to get too enthralled with this, but like, I don't want to offend anybody either, but there were angels that were in heaven that fought with Satan, that when they lost, they were going to be forgiven. And since Satan knew he was the only one not to be forgiven, he stole those angels and brought them to earth and under earth with him. And now I believe a lot of them became bitter gods.
Yeah.
Like the Greeks or the Roman gods, or honestly, Zeus isn't a god that you should be following. Ares isn't a god that should be making sacrifices for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are we cutting ourselves for Odin? Like, I'm not talking about anybody who believes in these people, because you can honestly say who I believe in is somebody who's not true and pure or even real.
Yeah.
But no offending anybody, but just to put some kind of science to our spiritual, I honestly believe that the gods that we have learned in history and lore, the demigods, the immortals, I do believe that they were the fallen angels from heaven that decided to stay with humans, love humans until they decided they wanted to rule and have humans obey them, that they actually got their whole visions bastardized and actually became, something that is not as formidable as looking at the Most High or Jehovah or Yahweh, as you want to call him, or the Holy Trinity as you go by. But so honestly,
so basically you're saying like the Watchers, the guys who fell down to earth and mingled with the humans.
Yeah, because they beget giants.
Yeah.
And giants
the Nephilims.
Yep, exactly. And if you look at all that lore, that's straight, most historical, like even Japanese history with not just the sun and the sun and the moon god, but I'm getting a little tired.
No,
the sun
you're
and
fine,
the moon
bud.
god, but also with their yokai and their demonic presences, and even the Oni mask. You know what I mean? Like, somebody saw a creature that looked like that one.
Of course.
I don't want to say that they're praying to that person. That person is giving them benevolence without it literally being like a sacrificial way of you gaining a power.
Yeah, of course. Okay, fair enough. So, I mean, when it comes to demons, I think when it really comes to when you call it a demon, because of course you got a poltergeist, which is like a steroid ghost, basically. But like, no, I get it. I'm when it comes to the realm of theology, I am a firm believer that demons on this earth are either fallen angels or they were the bastardized sons of Lucifer, like his commanders and generals, like, like Baal and Beelzebub and people like that. I believe those can be demons. Of course, in the time of Jesus, down in like Cana down in Cana and stuff like that, they worship Baal big time, because Jesus took his followers there, and that's where they actually pronounced Simon to Peter, the rock. That was outside the temple of Baal, and I believe like those false idols, as people would call them, they were fallen angels, the Watchers, however you want to see it, and they became like Rhay said, bitter gods. And they went around and they falsified the word, or the Torah at the time, and they wanted to falsify that, and God was a jealous God, and they started maybe their own religions, Hindi, however you want to say it, Taoism, Buddhism, stuff like that. Well, I mean, when it gets, I'm talking about, I can't strike down Buddhism, because Buddha was an actual person who started a movement, and you can't compare him to Jesus, but you can compare him to Jesus by starting a following. So he was an actual human being on this planet that started something. But those real crazy religions that have like a mysterious God, almost like the Christian God, where you don't see God, but he's there. But religions like that, like he mentioned the Greeks, like Zeus and all them, you can imagine those just being bitter fallen angels trying to power grab, and maybe they landed in Greece and they were like, you know what, these people are easily manipulated. I don't know why God loves them so much. Let me manipulate them to do this. And then you get like he mentioned before, like your child sacrifices. Why are you cutting your hand and bleeding on this and that? And you can say that about the Christian and Jewish religion. Oh, why are you going to cut a goat's throat for this and that? I mean, I get it. I understand it. And it's all the way around a form. And even to be unbiased with Jesus and the Christian religion, I'll be unbiased for a second. The Jesus and Christian religion could have been just like Buddhism. Jesus was a normal man. He was a carpenter in life. The most intelligent human being on the planet just happened to be in Judea at the time. And he just occulted a following. And eventually that religion became very popular with people. It's just like the LDS church, and it's like they're popular to some, but not to all, but they're still big enough to make an impact on this planet. I really wish
in our world and time, when people said the word religion, they would think of Bushido or ninjutsu.
You know what I mean? Fair enough.
Like training.
Yeah.
Like monks.
Yeah. Okay.
I would feel like, and not just because they're praying, but because you're becoming the best at something. You know what I'm saying? You're becoming your daimyo's right sword. You're becoming the father's scribe. You know what I mean? Like, I wish religions weren't so you would follow, but it's because you follow the religion, not so the religion is being followed.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I wish if you were to speak of like Christianity, Judaism, or even Catholicism, like you would say you're being spiritual instead of saying religion.
Okay, fair. I mean? Yeah, fair enough. I get that.
Like somebody who like John Wick, his religion, weigh the gun.
Way of the gun.
You know what I'm saying? That's his religion. Yeah. What's his
like
name?
A samurai.
Oda Nobunaga.
Yeah.
Way of the samurai. You know, Bushido is his vision. You feel me? Like you can even go with like what's the Monkey King? Yeah, Son Goku. You know what I'm saying? You can say that you can say that's a religion. You know what I'm saying? Like the religion of the Monkey King. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying or you know what I'm saying? Saying it's I need followers to be a religion. I should just be spiritual to be followed.
Yeah. You know? Oh, true that. No, I get that. No, I get that. And a lot of religions should be like that. I like when it comes down to it. I think it's when you're staying demonic. I think it's the demon Lucifer that likes to use religion and weaponize them. Allows groups of people to weaponize religion, like i.e. the Jewish and the Islam. Dude, they've been at war for like 1,500 years. Like the devil is laughing. Right. Like he's just like, you guys are dumb. Like, what do you got? You guys are fighting over the same God. Like that is so dumb. Like it's just like, well, when it comes to demons, I think, and to counteract with your spiritual thing, and when it comes to demons, we don't need ghost hunters for demons. When a demon is a demon, you need either a priest or you need somebody who is spiritual, like
Big Jesus.
Yeah, like one with God, or what, like, you know, like what Rhay just said, like spiritual. It's not religion, it's spiritual. Those type of people can beat demons because they're the way of the word, the way of the gospel, the way of Jesus, the way to Muhammad, whatever your religion says the way is. And that's just me being unbiased because I still have my questions, and I know hopefully Jesus forgives me, but I still have my questions about it. Like, was Jesus really the Son of God? I mean, it's just stuff like that. But do I believe that you believe that Jesus Christ is the one and only way to heaven? Yes, I do believe that. But it's still enough, and hopefully I have enough time to actually find the truth before I enter the spiritual realm. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust type deal. A lot of the times, the way I look at a lot of stuff, real quick to end it, it's either I'm going to close my eyes and I'm right and you're wrong, or I'm going to close my eyes and I'm wrong and you're right. So it's just all about it. But I understand why people cling to religion, because they want to be right. Because here's the thing, if they believe they're right the whole time, when they close their eyes and they're right, they're right. Like, it's just everything that they try to not shove down your throat, but everything they were trying to preach becomes true. And now he's like, oh, I'm right and you're wrong. But if you're a spiritual person, you wouldn't shove that in somebody's face. You'd just
really
be
right or wrong. You know what's wrong because you are human. What's right is actually considerably dependent on your own like decisions, like your own mind. Like God gave you, your God, whatever who you believe in, gave you the right mind to make the decision of yes or no, of can I should I not. Like, and whoever you give your prayers to should be the only one to criticize you in any kind of way. No one should ever demean you for whoever you believe in.
So yes, off that, we'll end it on demons because we're getting kind of close here. We'll end it on demons. So real quick, of course, we actually said the end at the beginning. Like he said, Rhay believes in ghosts. I believe in ghosts. He told some stories. I told some stories. Those stories, evidences will be on YouTube later this week, and those pictures again are at Toke Talk Radio on Instagram. Don't give me a like and follow. That is a dead channel. Make sure you give us the like and follow over there at the Midnight Lobby on
Midnight
YouTube.
Lobby outside.
We got through some pretty stuff, and you got to hear about our glorious Virginia Beach and some stuff that's happening around. Make sure you guys go check out all them athletes down there on the beachfront. Starting tomorrow at 5 p.m. till Sunday the 31st. It's all free. It's free to the public. Make sure you bring your friends and family. Have a good day. Keep clean. Don't do nothing stupid, and keep the cops out of everything. Next week's episode will be up next Friday. And hopefully everybody listened to our last episode. And the last episode was the top 10 games of the 90s. And hopefully you guys listen to that over there on our YouTube and the Midnight Lobby. So go over there and check that out. Make sure you give it a like and a follow. And always remember to question everything.